Metro Manila has the widest roundabouts in the Philippines. Most roundabouts in the world consist of 1, 2, or at most 3 lanes. But Elliptical Road in Quezon City has over 8 lanes. A 2-kilometer roundabout that was a part of the Faust Aureliano capital plan of Quezon City, which was built as the center of the national government. But after World War II, it was replaced as a memorial circle for President Manuel Quezon. The roundabout was finished in 1963 and was regarded as the biggest roundabout in the world, later overtaken by the Putrajaya roundabout in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia at 3.5 kilometers. However, due to the increase in urban sprawl and surrounding road widening projects, the roundabout was also widened, today as wide as 8 lanes. Yes, the solution to increasing traffic volumes is to build more lanes, and the roundabout is still badly congested at rush hour. To explain why adding more lanes does not ease traffic, I will replay a part of my previous video. If you haven't watched a lick of social commentary about road networks, then you're probably not aware of induced demand. So here's a more short version. You don't want to go to a food park because they don't sell a specific food, but a new stall sells that specific food, making you and other people interested in going to that food park. The new food stall doesn't just serve the customers already there, it attracts more customers. That's how building new roads and lanes work. It doesn't just serve the motorists who are already in traffic, but also serves new motorists using the route because it is faster than other routes. But what makes this case worse is that the road is a roundabout. The roundabout serves 7 roads in the city hall of Quezon City. Most of the lanes for the roundabout are for exiting, while 4 lanes are for the next exits. An optimal roundabout should only have 1 or 2 lanes, so that not only exiting vehicles are closer to their exit, reducing the number of vehicles to have to yield, but also reduce any accidents. Weaving through 4 lanes of high-speed traffic does not reduce any accidents. Also, it's very dangerous for cyclists and pedestrians, with officers regulating traffic for exiting vehicles and cyclist and pedestrian crossings. There have been efforts from the local government to provide a safer lane for cyclists and pedestrians, but with the development of the Memorial Park and the construction of a terminal hub, it'll take some time to make the Elliptical Road a road that doesn't just accommodate for cars. But Elliptical Road is not the only wide roundabout in Metro Manila. Monumento Circle is 7 lanes wide. The circle existed as far back as 1933. While the circle only has 4 exits, yielding problems and safety is still lacking, fairly unsafe for cyclists to use. Also, the middle of the roundabout is used for political advertisements. The Fairview roundabout serves Commonwealth Avenue and Doña Carmen Avenue, but due to how wide the Commonwealth Avenue is, the roundabout just turned into a U-turn slot. The Anda Circle is another monument turned roundabout. The roundabout serves the coastal road as well as the port area and Intramuros. One of the only things that make this roundabout unsafe is the presence of container trucks. The Globe roundabout in the Mall of Asia is an example of how wide roundabouts can become safer. The circle was divided into 3 lanes, a lane for exiting and 2 lanes for other exits, with the remaining lanes no longer being used. Just a couple of meters there's an 8-lane roundabout that does not have any of those improvements, and another couple of meters there's another 8-lane roundabout with no safety measures. What is this place obsession with wide roundabouts? The last roundabout that I'm gonna talk about is the Lawton Circle, which is right in the middle of an interchange that has no lane markings. Good fucking luck. While these are not the only roundabouts in Metro Manila, there are barely any roundabouts being built all around the metro. However, while it was originally planned, there are barely any roundabouts in the region. And that makes sense. Roundabouts, while very efficient in traffic regulation, are not efficient in space. Plus, roundabouts can only serve in small to medium levels of traffic. Any traffic like EDSA and it'll turn into a bottleneck. But even if we replace most small-scale intersections with roundabouts, it wouldn't solve much really. Because roundabouts are rare in the area, drivers are not used to yielding as much. So many are turned into half circles, and paired it up with essential roundabouts being 8 lanes wide, it doesn't train drivers to yield by choice but to yield by force. The region has a survival of the fittest mentality when it comes to roads, every man for themselves. I know this may be devastating for an urban design fanatic, but roundabouts doesn't always solve traffic problems, especially an 8-lane roundabout. And this may be a delight to hear for a public transportation fanatic, but public railways and transportation does solve traffic. Look into the biggest cities in the country outside of the capital, you'll barely see any roundabouts. But even then, I'll rank Metro Manila cities based on the roundabouts. The cities that have no roundabouts, based on a 5-minute research I conducted on Google Maps, are Valenzuela, Navotas, San Juan, Las Piñas, Muntinlupa, Pateos, and Pasig. Come on, like, no roundabouts at all, even in a subdivision? At number 10, the city of Parañaque's Nuida Elliptical, 7 lanes of Rotonda. Come on. At number 9, the city of Malabon City Hall Roundabout. I've never been here before, so I can't really say much except it's cool, and at least it's not 7 lanes. At number 8, Quezon City's Elliptical Road. It's very much the epitome of engineering egotism. It's highly dangerous and illogical. It doesn't make sense. There is no reason for it to be 8 lanes wide, and it floods there. The drainage is terrible because it's 8 fucking lanes wide. At number 7, the city of Caloocan's Monumento. You have no idea how much fucking times I had to yield when I biked there. You know what? Let's count. 1, because a jeep cut me off. 2, because a truck was in front of me. 3, a motorcycle cut me off coming back from MacArthur. 4, another jeep cut me off. 5, a car cut me off. 6, another jeepney. 7, a motorcycle cut me off before even entering Rizal Avenue. 7 fucking times. Oh, why not just use the outer lane to ride since you're on the bike and the heavy vehicles are on the inside? Maybe because if I try to cross, someone has to yield for me because there is 3 lanes for exiting. For God knows why it's built like that. But I'd rather yield alongside cars than get plowed by someone exiting. At number 6, the city of Manila's Remedios Circle. There aren't a lot of roundabouts in Manila, especially used for actual traffic configuration. They practically erase all of those. At number 5, the city of Pasay's Global Rotonda. I haven't even made a full rotation here. I mean, at least it's only 4 lanes wide. At number 4, the city of Makati's Pio del Pilar Circles. I did 2 inclusions for number 4. Because imagine building a roundabout around a stadium and a barangay hall. At number 3, the city of Marikina's Brampton Circle. It actually has no name, so I just called it after the park in it. At number 2, the city of the Gigs Burgos Circle. Now, not all of the Gigs roundabouts are in BGC. There are a few in another business district and in memorial parks. What I like about Burgos Circle is that underneath is like a flood prevention tank. So BDC and even parts of EDSA do not flood thanks to this basin. The only tank like that in the metro is on an interchange. You know, in a flood-prone city, only 2 exist? And at number 1, the city of Mandaluyong's Maisilo Circle. Even though the road is very bumpy, mountainous, and there are a lot of manhole covers in the middle of the road, 2 things make this roundabout, in my opinion, the best roundabout in Metro Manila. Number 1, it's very useful and it's fairly easy to use. And number 2, Taguig does not deserve any top placement from me, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that roundabouts are ineffective in this country. I know this is late to say, but I am no expert in road design or urban planning. I'm speaking from my own point of view as both a commuter and a cyclist that roundabouts can make or break a busy intersection, and for most cases, it's a nerve-wracking experience. That's the main issue of the roundabouts in Metro Manila. They're dangerous. They don't feel safe. They're not safe because they're multiple lanes wide. It does the job well of servicing U-turns or intersections, but it does it dangerously. No clear lane markings, cars going in between lanes, and there are parks or attractions in the middle of these wide roundabouts. So not only do these roundabouts not reduce potential conflict points, they're just generally dangerous for everyone. Cars, cyclists, pedestrians, or commuters. And unfortunately, I don't think this issue would be solved anytime soon.